Please be seated. Good afternoon. I am Linda Davis Taylor, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Scripps College. On behalf of all of my fellow board members, I welcome you to the 82nd Annual Commencement Exercise. To the class of 2012, today marks a milestone for you. It is the culmination of years of hard work and marks a successful accomplishment in your life. I congratulate you on your perseverance in conquering challenges, completing senior theses, and reaching and surpassing so many other goals you set for yourselves. Today you take the very significant and uncertain step of moving from being a student to an alumna of the college, joining thousands of others who have gone before you. Scripps College is an inspiring place and cultivates exceptional students. So we know that after 4 years at the college, with your new degree in hand, you are prepared to move to this next phase of your life and are ready to make your mark on the world. We know that what you have learned at the college will transcend the years you have spent here, and that in time you will play important roles in this complex and ever-changing world. And of course, I would like to extend a special welcome to the parents, family, and friends of today's graduates. Savor the moment and enjoy the ceremony. Now it is my great pleasure to welcome to the podium our Scripps President, Dr. Lori Bettisonvarga.
Thank you. And thank you, Linda. And I just want to join Linda and all of us in welcoming the full house we have on Elm Tree Lawn. It is so impressive and beautiful. And I wanted to acknowledge, I believe it's your class that brought them in, the Elm Tree Lawns, right? And look at this, all the wonderful family members here to enjoy this day with you under the shade on this beautiful evening. We have a lot to celebrate. So to all of the family members and our marvelous class, I just want to make sure that all of you have a chance to look at the commencement program, which I know you will be doing, to look at the list of senior theses. And in fact, today we had a wonderful awards convocation where we got to hear about some of the marvelous theses projects that our students were engaged in. Many of them presented at Capstone Day last week, and they were just fabulous. The work is well worth reviewing and looking at. And make sure, parents, that you talk to your student about the project. I'm sure you have, but they spent a lot of time working on this project, and it really is an accomplishment to celebrate. The class is also distinguished by setting a record number for Scripps in Fulbright Awards. Okay, we have 12 Fulbright Awards. Now, I like the little context here. If UCLA had the same number per capita, they would have 547 Fulbrights. They had 9 last year. Amazing. And we did a senior exit survey as you went in to get your caps and gowns. So we have data from 223 or 224, I think, of you. I think your total is 227. So the families will be pleased to know that over 50% will be marching off into employment. That's almost 16% will go right into graduate school or professional education. Many more going on, of course, to do post-bac and Fulbright. About 10% acknowledge going on a gap year. But that sounds like fun, actually. But another 10%, and only 10%, are still kind of thinking about what they're going to do in the fall. So we've got lots of time still to decide what you're going to do in the fall to that 10%. But I know that we're all thrilled with all of the work that you've done to get you this far, and we know we will see great things coming ahead. Before I introduce our first speaker, I want to take time to recognize the role of Scripps faculty. They provide the highest level of teaching, advising, and support to our students, and their dedication and commitment are instrumental to our students' successes. I would like to ask the faculty to stand so that we can thank them. Please. I want to recognize 3 retiring faculty. Roswitha Berwick. Professor Berwick was appointed to the Scripps faculty in 1971 and named the Margaret Mackenzie Distinguished Professor of Modern Languages in 1997. Professor Berwick possesses the finest qualities of character and personality, understanding, and scholarly achievement. She is a remarkable teacher, colleague, and scholar, and we thank her for her dedication to shaping Scripps as a landmark for education in the humanities. Roswitha, are you here? Please stand. Is she here? She's not here. She's already enjoying retirement. Now, the second is Don Crone. Professor Crone has been a member of the political science faculty since 1989. A respected teacher, he engendered the admiration of Scripps students and students at the other Claremont colleges for his conscientious teaching and advising and for the warmth and honest concern he showed for students as individuals. He has inspired generations of Scripps alumni to devote their own lives to education and human welfare. Professor Michael Lampkin. Professor Lampkin was appointed to the Scripps faculty in 1977 and named the Bessie Bartlett Frankel and Cecil Frankel Professor in Music in 2007. Professor Lampkin provided leadership and visionary thinking within the faculty for more than 30 years. A passionate teacher of music and conducting, he has helped generations of students to realize their potential. As the longest-serving Vice President and Dean of Faculty, Professor Lampkin acted with diplomacy and pragmatism to achieve the greatest good for the Scripps campus and within the Claremont Consortium. Let's thank them. Scripps College's dedicated staff also play an essential role in the life of the college and our success in creating a welcoming campus community in which our students thrive. I want to thank the many staff members who are here today to help with commencement events. Indeed, it takes a village to pull off such a celebration. In particular, I want to thank our maintenance, grounds, and dining services workers who have worked tirelessly to prepare for the campus for our festivities and to staff our events. Let's thank them. This year marks the retirement of a much-loved and highly respected member of the Scripps staff, Linda Scott, Executive Assistant to the President and Board Secretary. Linda will retire in May after working at Scripps College for 35 years and providing invaluable service and sage counsel to 5 presidents. And everybody's asking me what I did to make her leave. Nothing. I hope she's telling everybody nothing. Linda has been instrumental in helping the college maintain its momentum and continue its trajectory of remarkable growth and increasing excellence. She has been an inspiration to faculty, staff, and students, and for years she has been the single person who has kept the planning for commencement, which really will begin again on Monday, on track. So we've been very busy this year taking everything out of her head and getting it down on paper because it's all been there for so long. With that, let me say that in the 80-year history of the Scripps College Alumni Association, only 2 individuals have received honorary alumna awards. The first was Nancy Bekovac upon her departure as the first female president of Scripps College. The second was awarded to Patricia Dillon, Scripps' first professor of economics. Today, it is my pleasure to announce that on behalf of the Alumni Leadership Council, the governing body of the Scripps College Alumni Association, that Linda Scott will become an honorary alumna and member of the class of 2012. Linda! and she was going to watch this from her office. I had to ask her who the boss was, me or her. I won out. This is the third year I've had the honor of introducing the Scripps College senior class speaker. It is an experience that fills me with great pride and with humility. This year, Claire Hastings Calderon, who will graduate with honors in Gender and Women's Studies and Latin American Studies, will deliver the senior class remarks. Claire is from Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Claire, like her senior class peers, is an intelligent, articulate, and compassionate scholar who has already begun to make her mark in a tumultuous world. In particular, her thesis project raised an issue of visibility right here on the Scripps College campus. Claire's thesis sought to address how the women and men who clean and maintain our buildings, feed our students, faculty, and staff, and tend to the grounds are or are not incorporated into the fabric of our community, charging all of us directly with the responsibility to live up to our principles of community. During her time at Scripps, she has served as vice president of the Scripps Associated Students, been a member of Café con Leche, sung and co-directed a 5C a cappella group, and was a student leader of Cultivating Dreams, a student-run nonprofit organization at the Claremont Colleges that oversees an organic garden inside the grounds of the California Institute for Women, a prison in Chino, California. The garden is maintained through the collective efforts of the women inside and volunteers from the Claremont Colleges. This year, Claire served as the garden manager for that program. Our community has been inspired by her deep love for Scripps and by her leadership in advancing Scripps as a feminist, progressive, nurturing, and inclusive place for all who are a part of it. And just this afternoon, Claire and her classmate, Bear Viela, received the 2012 Alumni Association Award. Please join me in welcoming Claire Hastings Calderon to the podium.
Hi, thank you. It's such an honor to speak to you, and I'm going to try to keep it together. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to begin by expressing my sincerest gratitude, not only to those supportive family members, peers, partners, friends, and faculty who have undoubtedly aided us so greatly in our journey to this day, but to the Scripps service staff who have been supporting us in ways we are barely even aware of throughout our time here, and who played a really great role in making this event possible. Scripps looks as truly stunning as it does, not by any accident or coincidence, but because of the staff members who worked tirelessly to make it so. The immaculately trimmed hedges lining the lawns, that's the work of groundskeepers Bill Gonzalez and Ramon Estrada. The sparkling seal-court bathrooms, the labor of my friends and custodians Rosie Diaz and Leti Martinez. We owe innumerable thanks to these people, so I'm going to read all of their names. Maria, Copeland, Michael, Tom, Joe, Rosie, Ruben, Neil, Rosa, Judy, Victor, Matilde, Mitch, Amperia, Nancy, Judy, Peggy, Santos, Lupita, Juan, Brendan, George, Fred, Juan, Eduardo, Leti, Kevin, Maria, Alex, Mirna, Celida, Melinda Jo, Ramon, and Bill. Can we please give them a round of applause? If you pay attention, you'll start to notice the stories surrounding us, an entire network of narratives and so much meaning in all that we see, say, wear, touch, and do here. Yes, even here, right in this moment, in these elm trees, in the odd collection of books and knickknacks left behind in the browsing rooms, in the clandestine murals on basement laundry room walls, in the bubbly mouths of the koi swimming in Seal Pond. Stories in progress. More versions, variations, and interpretations than you could possibly have considered. Do not be fooled by the relative quiet of this place, by the peaceful campus of pristine lawns. There is a rumbling behind the scenes, an electricity, which once you have noted, you will be hard-pressed to forget. As much as we may quote her and commend her vision, in truth, Ellen Browning Scripps probably didn't have the slightest clue what she was getting herself into. I mean, she probably couldn't have even begun to conceive of the stories waiting to unfold here, the identities and the relationships that would develop here, or the people who would come to occupy this space. She probably wouldn't have been crazy about the motley, or ever dreamed up the anti-racist mission of SCORE, or the notion of gender-neutral written policies to accommodate the full range of students who call themselves Scripsies. And you know, I think that's okay. I think we can appreciate her start, but not let it weigh us down too much in our endeavor to make this school better reflect us, we who breathe life into it. Because although it is important to honor your history, when we have begun to revere it so highly that we no longer question it, we are in danger of losing ourselves somewhere along the way. There comes a point, sometimes, when tradition can no longer accommodate us, when we discover in the mirror one morning how it sags or pinches at our frames. We are, all of us, wrapped up in our own stories right now, threading them together from the scraps of color, quirks, and character that make us who we are. Many of us are considering our next chapter, where it will take place, how it will contribute to the larger plot, who besides ourselves might play a starring role. And if it's true that we write these stories of ours with every sip, every conversation, every slight gesture, I hope we will not be afraid to edit, to pick up a dark pen and revise what we are given. Or if need be, crumple it up and toss it out altogether. We must try not to have too much respect for the boundaries of what has already been written or decided for us, but rather be bold enough to create, be determined to chisel out the shape of a story that suits us. During my time at Scripps, I have grown tremendously, and I have seen my fellow members of this graduating class do the same. But I'd be kidding myself if I tried to give an account of this undertaking in any kind of linear or simple fashion. If I tried to pretend that everything somehow fell into place bit by bit, and that I was always the picture of grace throughout the process, because I wasn't. I have been a woman, a person, constantly under revision since I stepped onto this campus, fresh from sleepy Western Massachusetts. No clear-cut beginnings and endpoints, which demonstrate my tidy progress from the Denison entrance and matriculation to this spot on Elm Tree Lawn. The extraordinary editing process I have taken on over the last few years has been my biggest and most rewarding battle. I have learned how to peacefully coexist with a roommate, to do my best not to shy away from the discomfort of being forced to question what I thought I knew. I have mastered the art of caffeinated multitasking. I have found community in ways I never imagined I could. I have turned up the volume on my voice, finding my way somehow from a peep to a howl, and I have no immediate plans to shut up. But I'm not finished figuring myself out yet. Just when I think I've got things figured out, I am challenged and shook up by my ankles, emptying my pockets of all my accumulated ammunition. I have made enormous strides in some ways, and I still lag behind in others. I waver sometimes, don't we all? I have this hunch it's a good thing, though. It will keep us on our toes. And maybe we'd feel more at peace with it if we stopped expecting that what we have to work with now is our finished product, that somehow as college graduates our lives should be neatly tied up in bows. What if we weren't finished products at all? Just think how radical that would be. What if Scripps, with its historic architecture and its rich traditions, wasn't a finished product either? What if it offered itself up to be molded by those who learn here, who develop, who instruct, who guide, who support, who grow, who clean, who water, who plant, who take care here, so that no one story is trampled over in favor of another. And I must admit that I am sometimes guilty of being afraid to speak or to create. Even though my professors and peers are very good at inspiring and encouraging me, I sometimes let a lot of worry weigh on me. I get into my head. I grow nervous that my creation will be imperfect, flawed, or misunderstood. But Audre Lorde reminds me that my silence will not protect me, that fear aside, I have got to give it a shot. How will we make meaningful change if we can't keep it utterly clear in our minds that nothing is ever set in stone, that we may question alter, critique, revise constantly, and it doesn't make us any less invested or any less pleased. Never let anyone tell you that wanting more, wanting to have a say, wanting to have a chance at editing or creating something new negates your love for a place or makes you ungrateful. I love Scripps in a multidimensional way. Never simple, rarely neat. Just as when I look at my fellow classmates, I do not see one singular experience of the world that is easy to pin down. But I do see a group of distinct and extraordinarily bright and capable people who I have a great deal of respect for. My love for Scripps motivates me to demand more, to strive for a community in which everyone who takes up space here is recognized, celebrated, and accommodated as they ought to be. It compels me to envision a constant negotiation of the old that makes Scripps what it is and the new that will make it better. To picture a display of more creative energy, some student art above the mantle for a while, perhaps. Not because this place was built for us in mind, it most certainly wasn't, but because it has the potential to be more. I'd like so very much to send us off that way, knowing that we will not be afraid to challenge what we are given, that we will keep digging deep, deep, deep until we find those juicy roots, that we will plant our uncompromising seedlings and water them fiercely to make our deliberate and daring mark on the world. Congratulations, class of 2012. Our stories are just getting started. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Today we are honored to welcome Zainab Salvi, a woman with a highly accomplished past and a determination to transform the future, to deliver Scripps College's commencement address. It is timely that she takes the podium on this day and at this hour to share with us her wisdom and understanding of a world undergoing both brutal and hopeful transitions. Zainab Salvi is the founder of Women for Women International and served as the organization's CEO from 1993 to 2011. Women for Women International is a remarkable grassroots humanitarian and development organization helping women survivors of wars rebuild their lives. In its 19-year history, this powerful organization has distributed more than $103 million in direct aid and microcredit loans, and it has impacted more than 1.7 million family members. Its work has provoked powerful transformations for women, for families, for communities, and countries. For its work alleviating human suffering, Women for Women International was awarded the 2006 Conrad and Hilton Humanitarian Prize, becoming the first women's organization to receive this honor. Ms. Salvi has been honored by former President Bill Clinton for her work in Bosnia and is the recipient of the 2010 David Rockefeller Bridging Leadership Award. She was named one of 22 members of the Clinton Global Initiative Lead Program, which brings together a select group of accomplished young leaders to develop innovative solutions to some of the world's most pressing challenges. And I can only imagine that you are in awe of this wonderful class and knowing the potential coming forward from these women. In 2011, she was named by Newsweek and the Daily Beast as one of the 150 extraordinary women who shake the world. She is a World Economic Forum Young Global Leader and a member of the UN Secretary General's Civil Society Advisory Group, focusing on the UN Security Council Resolution 1325, a landmark resolution on women, peace, and security. The resolution reaffirms the important role of women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts, peace negotiations, peace building, peacekeeping, humanitarian response, and in post-conflict reconstruction, and stresses the importance of their equal participation and full involvement in all efforts for the maintenance and promotion of peace and security. It also urges an increase in the participation of women and to incorporate gender perspectives in all United Nations peace and security efforts, as well as take special measures to protect women and girls from gender-based violence during armed conflict. Ms. Salvi holds a master's degree from the London School of Economics and Political Science and a bachelor's degree from George Mason University. Zainab Salvi is the author of 2 books, a national bestseller, Between Two Worlds, Escape from Tyranny, Growing Up in the Shadow of Saddam, which documents her life under Saddam Hussein's rule, and The Other Side of War, Women's Stories of Survival and Hope. Please join me in welcoming Zainab Salvi to the podium.
Well, congratulations for finishing a fantastic chapter of your life. It's probably the most fun, though it can get much more funner. And in this point of your life, in this particular juncture, you have a choice to make as you enter the new chapter of your life. You have a choice to live life out of fear or to live life out of love. We have been taught to live life out of fear for way too long now. To fear ourselves, to fear revealing our full selves, to speak our truth, to living our full truth, to show the beauty inside us, to show our wings. We have been told to calculate every step out of fear of not having, not being loved, not being accepted, not succeeding, fear of our own selves. You have a choice to make today, and the choice is fully yours. You can live your life hiding from your dreams, or you can live your dreams today and now. You can live your life being afraid of love, showing it or receiving it, or you can dance in love, expressing it to all around you and to yourselves. You can live your life escaping from your truth, keeping your secrets buried, keeping your silence, keeping yourself busy with this thought or that doubt, and this job or that shirt. Or you can live your life with the courage to face your own truth, to live your truth, to speak your truth, and to be your truth. It is your choice to make. In the process, you will always come to the same conclusion. To live out of fear is to live out of your smallness. And to live out of love is to live out of your bigness. To live out of fear is to live out of scarcity. To live out of love is to live out of plentiness. And mostly, you will come to know that you cannot live in this world, in the world you want to live in, if you do not be that world yourself. So how do we do that? There is no better teacher, in my opinion, than Mother Earth herself. You see, a tulip does not question its right to come out. It just comes. A water spring does not ask, can I come in this spot or this spot? Is my water sweet enough for you or not? It just comes. A bee does not ask for permission to sting when it feels in danger. It just stings. A volcano never worries about its eruption. It just erupts. So what if you allow yourself the same clarity a tree has when it blossoms in spring? What if you allow yourself the same peace a waterfall has in its strength? What if you spread your wings in its fullness without hesitation or fear? How will the air feel? where will your heart take you to? Of the same mother, fed from the same roots, yet we spend too many years depriving ourselves of what our mother has always given us. The clarity of the tulip, the strength of a waterfall, sweetness of a rose smell, defensiveness of the bee sting, beauty of a peacock, and the softness of a water spring. What if you enter this new chapter of your life with the full clarity, with an open, full, strong, vulnerable, beautiful heart? What would life be if you let it be? At this point, you have studied much and learned much about what's working and what's not working in this world. I have no doubt that you have enough understanding of the problems the world faces. I have no doubt that you know that every 90 seconds a mother dies in childbirth. And I have no doubt that you know that 80% of the refugees in the world are women and children. That 1 out of 5 women in this world is violated in some way. That there are hundreds of thousands of women who get raped every single day, and as we speak now, from this country all the way to Congo. We live in a world where trafficking against women and girls are the top 3 largest illegal trades in the world, where only 2.2% of all peace agreements are signed by women, where women in this country only hold 3% of decision-making powers in the media, and where women worldwide only have 18% of political representation, and where we get paid less still for doing the same job a man does. It is not whether we are going to change this reality or not. We have no option but to change this reality and but to change this world to survive as humanity. The consistent marginalization and disrespect of women can no longer be sustainable, not for us, not for men, not for our children, and not for humanity. The question is how to change, how to make this world a better place. Now, to be a person who will have the guts to speak truth to power, to change policies and outdated, abusive structures, you must first have the guts to do it in your own life and act it within yourself. You can't criticize a politician for not speaking truth to power if you do not speak your own truth to your own self and to the powers around you, be it yours, your friends, and your enemies. Much in the world can make us really upset. I live and worked in wars all my life. I have seen bombs destroy homes and families. I have seen loved ones cry and die and get displaced. I have seen my own home pillaged and destroyed. I have seen a mother's legs chopped into pieces in front of her children. I have seen a mother get raped in front of her boys. I have been very angry. I have been very angry at the injustice in this world. And while every part of me says enough is enough, for the line has been crossed long time ago when even the children have been violated, I decided to walk the walk of change through beauty and compassion. For I no longer could sustain the anger and the resentment. The darkness I was working so hard to change exhausted me, broke me to tears too often, tried to destroy my spirit over and over again. And finally I decided, and I arrived to the conclusion that in order to create the peaceful and just world we envision and talk about, We need to make the change out of love and beauty and not out of anger. You see, I came to the realization that a strong heart is a happy heart. A strong heart is not the warrior heart that we see in the movies, the one that goes to battlefields and with anger kill thy enemy. A strong heart is a happy heart, for it is that happy heart that can go to darkness, to brothels where women are forced to sleep with 15 men a day, to refugee camps where people don't even live close to humane conditions, to basement factories, to shelters of abused women, to prisons, and to still see the love in each other and in yourself, and to still reach out and change that world out of love and not out of anger. That journey is not an easy one, has not been an easy one. Your heart may break several times, but let not the broken heart take you to fear. Mystics say, "Oh, break my heart. Oh, break my heart again so I can love even more." I say, build a bridge. They will destroy it. Build a bridge again. They will destroy it again. Build a bridge until so many people are part of building that bridge, no one can destroy it ever again. Never give up on this beautiful world, and never give up in doing your work with love. As I walk the journey of my truth and decided to dedicate my life to service, I have been filled with inspirations at times, and I have been insulted often and hurt at some other times. But I had the choices to walk and live my truth with the cost it come at, or to continue believing in myself and to live my truth, for I cannot live life out of silence. And that's been the journey. I was only 23 years old when I started Women for Women International. I had no work experience, and most importantly, I had no money. And there it goes again, and there it comes. 300,000 women later, 100 million dollars distributed, 250,000 American women helping in the process. It makes me believe. It makes me believe in the possibilities of change. It makes me believe in the possibilities of healing. And it makes me know that I'm just starting. It's not by far the end. In the process, I learned what women need is very simple, actually. What women need is acknowledgement of our own contributions and of our own values. What women need is inspirations through the storytelling, our own storytelling, when we each break our silence, when we each take the responsibility and tell our story. Service becomes not helping the other, service becomes helping oneself, and through that helping the others. I learned that if you do not respect the people who you are serving, then better not serve them. What people want is respect for their integrity and dignity far more than the money and the clothes. And if to walk the walk of service, we must start with respect to ourselves first, so we can respect the others. As you embark upon your journey, I ask you to service the world in a new way. Think not it can only be done through civil society and nonprofit, and I'm telling you that as a nonprofit. The separations between for-profit and nonprofit sectors may have worked for a while, But the segregation and the separations of the do good for people and the do good for yourself can no longer be sustainable. Change the world through the government. Change the world through the corporations. Change the world through religious institutions. Change the world through the arts. Change the world through the emerging into the different sectors for benefit sectors. Women overpopulate the humanities sector, and we are far underrepresented in governments and in corporations and in media and in institutions. It is time that we take over these sectors as well. And last but not least, as you do that, never forget the very people, at the very essence that led you to where you are today and where you are heading tomorrow. It is in the people that we must always be anchored. It is in the baker, the taxi driver, the tailor, in the mother, in the father, in the rickshaw pusher, and the beggar that we anchor ourselves. We are them, they are us. I am you and you are me. Never forget our inner connections and never lose yourself in the process of living your life. May you always see your beauty. May you always spread your wings and fly. Do the work with respect and joy. May you be the one who tell the new story. The story where our victimhood does not define our narrative as women. The story where our joy and our success, where we see ourselves in our fullness, in our goods and in our bads, in our beauties and in our shadows, and we still see us. May you walk the journey with dance and joy until the end. Good luck and go Rockets.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Salvi. I know that you can tell that your message resonates at Scripps College, and I find it amazing the synergy, similarities in both inspirational messages we've just heard today. Thank you very much. And now, back to you, graduates, the real stars of the day. Let me tell you how the conferring of the degrees will go. The class of 2012 will be presented by Vice President and Dean of Faculty Amy Marcus Newhall. The degrees will be conferred by President Lori Bettisonvarga with the assistance of Vice President and Dean of Students Becky Lee.
The class of 2012 will please rise. President Bettisonvarga, I have the honor of presenting 227 candidates who have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Yep, go. As I call your name, please come onto stage to receive your diploma. Diana Dahi On. Uloma Success Adwanu. Layla Mary Alhamuda, summa cum laude. Leanne Tasneem Allen, cum laude. Melissa Violet Anaker. Catherine Nixon Anderson. Kimberly Christine Anderson, magna cum laude. Rebecca Walker Armstrong. Sarah Langston Bacon. Catherine Allison Ballard. Rachel M. Ballard. Mika Barhaim. Alexandra Marie Bauer. Julia Marie Bainan, summa cum laude. Adrian Rebecca Beecher, cum laude. Julia Ann Berryman, cum laude. Ariel Bloomer, cum laude. Emily Chow Bluck. Christina Garnett Boardman. Kelly Elizabeth Boyd, cum laude. Hannah Rose Bradley, magna cum laude. Lily Anna Burgess, cum laude. Denise Marie Bustamante. Natalie Rose Butterfield, magna cum laude. Jennifer Brittany Byrne. Claire Hastings Calderon, cum laude. Dana Canfield, in absentia. Shelley Chen. Emily Alice Chesbro, magna cum laude. Anna Cho. Amanda Susan Clem, magna cum laude. Guadalupe Coronado. Sarah Catherine Cronin. Shante Michelle Cruz. Caroline Warwick Daly. Nadia Christina Danilovich, magna cum laude. Marissa Ann Kaneko Danaway, magna cum laude. Lindsay Rail Delp. Neha Rajiv Deshmukh, cum laude. Brianna Alexandra Deutsch. Margaret Catherine Ann Dickman. Brenna Jean Donnelly. Robin Erica Dubin, cum laude. Tony Alexandria Duma. Jane Fletcher Eberts. Jasmine Lee Ito. Kenzie Ayman El Mohandes. Marissa Lee Enfield, cum laude. Lauren Grace Escobar. Adriana Esquivel, cum laude. Lillian Estenson, in absentia, cum laude. Jordan Mikala Everett. Alyssa Snow Fang. Megan May Farrell, cum laude. Megan Marie Fenton. Kelsey Elizabeth Fagoni, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Allison Floyd, cum laude. Evan Serio Friedenberg. Jennifer A. Garcia. Nisha Garrigarn. Kellyanne Garton. Deepika Ghosh. Michelle Diana Gloucester, cum laude. Vritti Rashi Goyal. Sydney Pia Goings, cum laude. Jody Lisa Goldberg, cum laude. Kathleen Carol Gomes, cum laude. Mary Peyton Griffith, cum laude. Maya Gabrielle Geis. Rebecca Galarte, in absentia. Vivian Gabriella Hoslope. Emily Lauren Hanna. Catherine Ann Harder. Haley Kendall Jackson Hartford. Alan Huntington Haynes. Catherine Hegarty in absentia. Christina Hennig. Daniela de Jesus Hernandez. Emery Catherine Hillis, magna cum laude. Heidi Hong, magna cum laude. Andrea Page Holman. Catherine Hutchins, cum laude. Carrie Keiko Ishibashi. Tessa Catherine Jacobs, magna cum laude. Emma Jane Jaffe. Karen Elizabeth Roth James. Corey Michelle McFall J, cum laude. Stephanie Marie Jimenez, cum laude. Margaret Weston Johnson. Abigail Bedford Jones, cum laude. Andrea Talene Kablanian. Rosanna Hillary Kaler. Lisa Wei Jean Cao, cum laude. Mina Kawamura, cum laude. Rachel Agnes King, magna cum laude. Rebecca King in absentia. Jessie Janice Kleekamp. Mirabel Ariana Korn, summa cum laude. Darina Kostadinova. Andrea Moody Kozak, magna cum laude. Lauren Kwok in absentia. Carmen Lamb, cum laude. Valerie Nicole Lattimore. Allison Lawrence. Stephanie Lee. Stephanie Erin Lester, cum laude. Catherine Teresa Lacina. Megan Jean Lewis, summa cum laude. Audrey Lillian Lieberworth, cum laude. Emily Catherine Linehan, cum laude. Ariella Nicole Littman. Olivia Isabel Lopez, cum laude. Kelsey Rachel Lubitich. Elizabeth Lane Lyon, cum laude. Rebecca Page Manligus. Rebecca Jeannie Marion, magna cum laude. Syria Ariane Marcus. Elizabeth Hope Marquardt. Maria Victoria Martin. Jennifer Matai. Margaret Porche Matlock, cum laude. Hillary Ann Matthews, cum laude. Kathleen Claire Mountner, magna cum laude. Ansley Brees McKinney. Leslie Maria Mendoza. Marisa Velen Mendoza, cum laude. Melissa Messinas, cum laude. Allison Jean Midden, magna cum laude. Tori Shireen Mersajidi, cum laude. Asia Louise Morris. Leah Pleasure Mortensen, cum laude. Leah Caroline Muncy. Miranda Elizabeth Murray, cum laude. Antoinette L. Myers. Allison Ann Zanger Nielsen. Mia Michelle No, cum laude. Alexandra Frances Nordstrom. Leah Friedlander Nunke. Emily Eleanor O'Brien, cum laude. Alice Kathleen Opalka, cum laude. Shayna Lee Orant, magna cum laude. Deborah Elizabeth Ortiz, cum laude. Felicia Ann Palmer. Shailini Pandya, magna cum laude. Dinah Lucille Parker. Natalie Parks, cum laude. Laura Elizabeth Passarelli, cum laude. Celine Victoria Paulino. Isabella Elena Pereira, cum laude. Allison D. Perry, cum laude. Nicola Persky, in absentia. Julia Rose Petralia. Jennifer Diane Phillips. Lucy Catherine Phillips. Ilona Phipps Morgan. Rachel Ellen Pichet. Kristen Joy Peepgrass, cum laude. Alexandra Bowman Pincus, summa cum laude. Maya Eve Peixoto, summa cum laude. Michelle Rianne Plotkin. Jennifer Diane Plumley, magna cum laude. Kate Marie Pluth, cum laude. Sarah Ann Popovich. Kelsey Tassinari Pope. Mari Eileen Poderica, cum laude. Victoire Irene Pumader. Gina Leftwich Rappaport, cum laude. Leah Pauline Rappaport. Zoe Ann Ravitch, summa cum laude. Lillian Parks Reed. Hallie Austin Richards, cum laude. Julia Edith Rigby, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Rose Rower. Lori Diane Romero. Elisa Josefina Ronquillo. Leah Frances Rosenbaum, magna cum laude. Sarah Roslansky, in absentia. Tasha Alona Russman, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Monroe Salzberg. Roslyn Olivia Sandlin. Stephanie Nicole Saperstein, cum laude. Alexandria Noel Satariano, cum laude. Madeline Suzanne Sachs. Julia Tripp Scheibmeyer, cum laude. Emma Camille Scheid, cum laude. Callie Lauren Sendek, cum laude. Katja Ann Lax Shackelford, magna cum laude. Lauren Michelle Scheib. Krista Marion Sharp. Ashley Patience Shoecraft. Elizabeth Argerkis Schultebrandt. Courtney Michelle Seibert. Rebecca Baca Smith. Yasemin Sultanyanzadeh, cum laude. Elizabeth Austin Spellman. Madeline Ann Spiker. Christina Barrett Stanford, cum laude. Sarah Catherine Stringer, summa cum laude. Shengwei Sun, cum laude. Catherine Parker Sweet, magna cum laude. Megan Marie Swim. Alexandra Grace Talor, cum laude. Leah Rose Tamanen, cum laude. Jennifer Hannah Tabe, cum laude. Stephanie Ann Tang. Taylor Ray Thornton. Jenna Nicole Tico, summa cum laude. Maggie Johanna Teets, magna cum laude. Victoria Jo Tiller. Isha Lakshmi Tiramali. Sarah Lynn Townsend, summa cum laude. Danielle Elizabeth Tucci, magna cum laude. Romy Michelle Alexandra Unger. Eva Valenti, magna cum laude. Danielle Adea Valentine. Natalie Vigil. Berenice Viela cum laude. Jenna Kieran Voorhees, cum laude. Jenny Claire Waldo, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Waterberg. Teresa Huaichung Wen. Karen Marie Weston, magna cum laude. Sasha Christina Whistler. Jacqueline Belinda Wijaya. Melanie Reynolds Williams, cum laude. Brianna Simone Wilson. Emily Colleen Woe. April Marie Wong. Jennifer Y. Hing Wong, cum laude. Juin Yen Wu. Carolyn Kelly Yarbrough, cum laude. Tiffany Yao, cum laude. Hei Young Yoon. Rebecca Ann Young. Sarah Elizabeth Zuniga.
Could the class of 2012 please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Scripps College, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree Bachelor of Arts. Now please move your tassel from right to left. Woo! Congratulations! Okay, I know you're all ready for the party, right? But first, it's our moment together where I have a chance to give you your charge. And as I pondered this class, I thought, it's pretty ironic, considering members of this class have been giving me a charge since day one. Thinking about Antoinette trying to teach me Arabic in her first year, Claire, who brought up the topic of the ivy chain and their robes, very wonderful topic, and it's changed, we're back to tradition. For me, this class has been very important to forming, for me, my charge as president of the college. So indeed, I do believe it is ironic for me to be giving you one now, but I will. As I thought about this, I wanted to go back to something, hopefully, that you would be able to remember, okay? So I went to our beloved seal, L'Assamoose. And you can see L'Assamoose, it's up here on the front. And in fact, Claire did a wonderful rendering of L'Assamoose for the maintenance and grounds workers. But L'Assamoose is important to this college because she's sowing 3 seeds. Do you know what those seeds are? No. See? Everybody thinks confidence, courage, and hope, which is part of our mission statement, right? Actually, L'Assamoose is sowing 3 seeds, the good seeds of thought, action, and life. Thought. Learned Hand said, "The spirit of liberty is the spirit which is not too sure that it is right." In a time described by George Will as one with an unpleasant surplus of clashing, clanging certitudes, your liberal education will serve you well as you cut through dogma and ideology. Continue to think deeply and critically about the issues of our day. Continue to challenge your assumptions and the assumptions of others. Continue to think for yourself. rather than bow to the thoughts of another. Feel free to change your mind if the evidence warrants it. Live a thoughtful life. Action. Combine the theoretical with the practical. Put to use your critical thinking skills, your theoretical understandings, your informed judgments, and take action when appropriate. Thinking deeply is not enough. At some point, you need to act based on the best information in the time available. I charge you with the responsibility to actively protect human rights, fight injustice when you see it, engage in the political process. Citizenship of this country, of this world, is not a passive endeavor. Life. Live the values of your Scripps education your entire life. You are open to a new world of ideas. You have grasped complex theoretical material, been exposed to literature, music, art, dance, science, had a taste of what it means to lead a life of learning. My hope is that by your 60th reunion, you will be as inquisitive as you were these 4 years, and that your thirst for new learning will remain insatiable. Today, you enter a new level of privilege in the United States by the virtue of the degree that you have earned. In this country, a college education is associated with class and economic privilege. What will you do with that privilege? How will others perceive you differently? How will you use that privilege to contribute to the betterment of your community and the world? Robert Louis Stevenson said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." As you reflect on your time at Scripps, you will come to realize that the seeds of L'Assommouse are now a part of the very fiber of your being. The good seeds of thought, action, and life are your reward and your riches. May you use them each in your own way to advance yourself, your community, and the world. We look forward to celebrating your future successes with you on your many returns to campus and interactions with the alumni community. I'm counting on it. And just in case you don't know about it, you've got your first reunion next year. So I hope I'll see many of you there and many here on this campus in the future. Congratulations, class of 2012. We will conclude the program by singing Thy Many Gifts. So I want to give a few minutes for members of the women's vocal ensemble to join Professor Com. Oh, they're already there. Hi. And I do want to just mention to all of you, from 7 to 8, we have a reception on Jaqua Quad. You all know that. At 7:30, seating for all 1,600 of you will be available on the field. We're looking forward to tonight's celebration. Please stand. And we'll join Professor Com and the Women's Vocal Ensemble in singing Thy Many Gifts. I'm staying here.
Strong in the strength of all, venturing together, searching, exploring the life of the mind, cloudless
if I could please ask the audience to remain standing by your seats, we will begin the recessional. Thank you.